Are you really gonna do it, huh, WWE? So you really are gonna go through with it after all. Last week, I didn't do a Raw review because I didn't feel like it. I didn't watch it last week because I was at university. I didn't even watch today's because I was at university. But I decided to have a look at some of the results and watch some of the videos, and I can give you guys my thoughts on the show. And it's just its usual. Like, is there really anything else that I can really say about Monday Night Raw? Like, can I say at least something positive about this show? Well, yes, I actually can. We've got new Raw Tag Team Champions. The Hurt Business have finally been dethroned. Finally. The Lame Business are no longer the Raw Tag Team Champions. Yes, I know people are going to complain, oh, it's back on the New Day. I would rather the titles on New Day than freaking Lame Business. I'm so goddamn sick of the Hurt Business. I'm over the faction. There's nothing good about the Hurt Business. So, whatever. So, and also the other interesting thing I can definitely give this show is that we're going to be seeing Omos wrestle. Yep, Omos will be making his in-ring debut at WrestleMania as he teams up with AJ Styles to face the New Day for the Raw Tag Team Championships. That should be interesting. I will give WWE credit there. That should be very interesting. So the show began with Bobby Trashley, as always, because he's the WWE Champion now. He's going to be doing the whole trend of starting the show every week. They've also confirmed that it'll be Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title at WrestleMania. Good. Can't wait for Drew McIntyre to Claymore kick Bobby Lashley and take back the WWE Championship, because I am over the Hurt Business. So we had Drew McIntyre face off against The Miz, and Drew McIntyre beat Miz with the Hurt Lock, which was surprising, but he also gave him the Claymore. We also had some women's action. We had some women's action finally. Monday Night Raw didn't have a lot of women's action last week. And we had Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose take on Naomi and Lana. And Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose would get the victory. Dana Brooke would pin Lana with the swinging neck breaker. Good. Finally, Brooke and Rose are actually winning matches. Damian Priest pretty much destroyed Jackson Riker, which definitely was very surprising. Not gonna lie when I heard that. Also, Bad Bunny, he gave up the 24/7 title. He gave it back to R-Truth. Yeah, of course he did. Of course, it had to go back to R-Truth. He could have literally just given it to anybody, but no, it had to be R-Truth. Great, we're back to square one with the I don't give a shit championship. That should be the name of the WWE Championship. It should be called the I do not give a shit championship. So yeah, that happened. And also Braun and Shane McMahon, they continued to have their issues. And I've been wondering who the hell is the face and heel throughout this entire storyline. But after tonight, we have officially got our answer. Shane McMahon is the heel, and Braun Strowman is the babyface. And me personally, I prefer Braun as a babyface. Shane McMahon is now a heel, and now that I'm seeing it in this direction, I guarantee you we're probably going to see that Dabba-Kato guy. Yeah, remember that guy? Yabba Dabba Doo guy? As what Solomonster would call him. Yabba Dabba Doo guy. Dabba-Kato, the guy from Raw Underground. I guarantee you that's what we're going to have at WrestleMania. I guarantee you Braun Strowman is... I guarantee you Shane McMahon is going to introduce Yabba Dabba Doo guy to Monday Night Raw and have him fight Braun Strowman instead of, himself. Because it just makes total sense. If Shane's the heel, he's going to be a coward. He's going to be a coward and back away. So Asuka made her return. Yeah, she's going to miss WrestleMania. Whoever made that report about Asuka missing WrestleMania, you probably look like an idiot. So Asuka came back and she was very much more aggressive. She was very aggressive in this match, and I like it. I like that Asuka was very aggressive. She was trying to take out Shayna Baszler's jaw. She went for like the bottom. She ripped off like the bottom turnbuckle, and she was trying to basically rip Shayna Baszler's jaw apart. Just kind of like what she did to us. It's kind of like how Shayna did it to Asuka. Let me guess, are we going to have a tooth for a tooth match now? What's next? Is that what we're going to have now? Asuka and Shayna Baszler in a tooth for a tooth match. And whoever loses, and the only way to lose is to lose a tooth. Is that seriously going to be the... Like, I'm just joking. Like, obviously I'm joking, but I wouldn't... But this is WWE we're talking about. I would not be shocked if that's what they do. We're going to have a tooth for a tooth match between Asuka and Baszler. Matt Riddle, he beat Mustafa Ali, United States Championship match. Yeah, thank you, Vince. Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad. Yeah, thank you, Vince. I really want Matt Riddle as my United States champion. Sarcastically speaking, you guys know I don't like Matt Riddle. And the main event was Bobby Lashley beating Sheamus. Right. So there are two big key things I want to talk about here on the show. Is one, there was no Charlotte Flair at all. And I've got a feeling it's probably got to do with Andrade. Now, if WWE punishes Charlotte just because Andrade requested his release, it really does show you how petty Vince McMahon is. It will just prove it. It will just prove it. Like, this woman, Charlotte Flair, is like one of the most loyal superstars on your roster, and you're not going to have her on the show just because her boyfriend last week tried to request his release. Because I was hearing rumors that Andrade requested his release, and it got denied. Which, that's what Vince McMahon always does. Unless your name is Ty Dillinger. But that's the thing here. Andrade requested his release, and he is dating Charlotte Flair. And it would not surprise me at all if Vince McMahon just took his frustrations out on her and just completely took her off TV. And if you're going to do that to someone who has been loyal to your company and who is a 12-time women's champion, then it just shows you Vince McMahon doesn't give a shit who you are. He will punish you. If this is why Charlotte Flair was not on the show this week, or even on the show, or even on the next coming shows within the next few weeks, I would not be shocked if it's just because of Andrade. It's something I would not be surprised about whatsoever. And look, I'm just gonna say this: if Vince McMahon is mad that Andrade is requesting his release, well, my dear old man, if you don't want Andrade to request his release, then use him! That's the number one thing. Use him. Put him on TV. Give him something to do. You don't want the guy to ask for his release, then put the guy on television and give this man something to do. In reality, I feel like Vince McMahon is more the issue than the wrestlers. Vince McMahon may think, oh, the wrestlers are trying to get out of my company. Well, maybe you should realize, maybe give Andrade something to do. Maybe actually have him wrestle. I was hearing stories that Charlotte Flair went to Vince McMahon's office and she literally pitched something to him. She pitched something to him and he said no. What did she request? She requested to be paired with Andrade. Now, people told me she wanted to feud with The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. And she was going to team up with Andrade and feud with The Fiend and Alexa. That's what people were telling me. And Vince just straight up said no. You mean to tell me your Golden Girl, who you've given championships time after time after time again, you give this woman 12 championships. She's been on the main roster. People talk about how she's the most shoved down our throats wrestler since her arrival in 2015. And you mean to tell me that you're going to tell her no? You're going to tell her no when she pitches you an idea. But you constantly put championships on her. You constantly put championships on her. You constantly make these divisions all about Charlotte. And listen, I love Charlotte. But you make these divisions all about Charlotte whenever she's champion. But she wants to give you an idea. She has an idea. She wants to do something. You're just going to tell her no? You're going to tell her no when she gives you an idea, but you keep telling her, win championships. And she says yes. She says yes every time you give her a championship, but when she requests something, you're going to say no? It just shows you even the Golden Girl of WWE cannot get past Vince McMahon. Even John Cena, I've heard John Cena's even requested stuff to Vince McMahon and he said no to him. So to WWE, they literally do not care about your, to Vince McMahon, he doesn't care where you sit in the rankings. You are not going to get past Vince McMahon. Just give Charlotte what she wants. Just put her with Andrade. Put the guy on television. You don't want the guy to walk out. You don't want the guy to leave your company. Then put him on TV. For Christ's sake. Why is that so difficult? Why is it so difficult just to put this guy on television? You don't want him to walk away. You don't want him to walk away. You don't want him to ask for his release. Well, maybe give him something to do. Put him on TV. Give him a match. Put him with Charlotte Flair. Just literally do something with him. Same thing with Aleister Black. It just shows you that real life relationships affect people's careers. People are saying Andrade's been affected because of Zelina Vega. I don't think he's being affected because of Zelina Vega. Aleister Black is, in my opinion. And secondly, Andrade is dating Charlotte Flair, Vince's Golden Girl, as I said. And funny enough, who else dated a golden child of Vince McMahon? Nikki Bella. She dated John Cena, and she became the longest reigning Divas champion. So I guess Andrade figured if he dates Charlotte Flair, he'd get television time. So he tried to pull a Nikki Bella and ultimately failed. Vince McMahon just does not give a shit about Andrade. He doesn't give a shit who he dates. He doesn't give a shit who he dates. He could friggin', like, if Triple H wasn't dating Stephanie McMahon, I bet if Andrade dated Stephanie McMahon, he wouldn't put him on television. Vince McMahon literally just does not like Andrade. Even if he is dating Charlotte Flair. And the fact that he said no to Charlotte Flair's idea just shows you that Vince McMahon is just a washed up old man. And he doesn't want to release Andrade. And he doesn't want to release Andrade even though he's going to literally do nothing for him. He wanted to leave the company, Vince said no, and he's going to leave Andrade in catering. You don't want the guy to walk away, you don't want the guy to ask for his release, just frickin' let the guy compete. I am so damn over Vince McMahon not realizing that these wrestlers are walking away because he's not doing anything with them. He just continues to fail to not understand why these people are wanting to leave. It's like a real job. It's like a real job. Like what? Like it's like a real job. It's like a real job. It's like a real job. Like you're doing something in your work, and you come to work every day, and you're not doing. It's like you come to work every day, but your boss, he doesn't give you anything. Like, you come to work and all you do is sit at work, do nothing. All the workplaces are full. All the bosses, main people that he wants or she wants to do the work, and you're there every day because you want to do the job, but you want to leave. You want to leave that workplace because your boss isn't giving you anything to do, and then he or she is stopping you from leaving because you agreed to the work job. It's like a real job. Of course you're gonna get upset. Of course you're gonna want to leave if no one's giving you anything to do. Seriously, Vince needs to wake up and understand that he's the issue, not the wrestlers. Put Andrade on television so that way he won't ask for his release. That is the obvious and the most simplest answer to your problem, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Now let's move on to the second thing that is taking place. You notice there was one segment on Raw I didn't mention, and I mentioned it at the start, where I said they're really gonna go through with this, and that is Alexa Bliss. She made a challenge to Randy Orton, and they have officially confirmed this as a legitimate match. One-on-one in the middle of the ring. Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss. What a joke. Yep. Did you really think I was going to be excited for this? Even if it's Randy Orton, I'm not excited for this nonsense. It's probably just going to be a lot of pre-taped garbage. It's probably going to be a lot of pre-taped garbage. They're probably going to make it some kind of stupid cinematic match. Because, Bray and Alexa are all about those... little pre-taped situations. They're all about those pre-taped things. You know, transforming. Like Little Miss Bliss transforming into the goddess and all that stuff. It's probably going to be a lot of pre-taped garbage that they're probably going to do. I am not looking forward to this at all. This is just downright stupid. There was reports saying that they were going to have Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton in a match. You're literally telling me that we're literally going to have a match between these two. If these two, and people are comparing this to Becky and James Ellsworth. Really, you're comparing a man who is a 14-time heavyweight champion, Randy Orton, a multi-time heavyweight champion of the world, and you're going to compare his potential match with Alexa Bliss, and you're going to compare it to James Ellsworth versus Becky Lynch, or Reginald and Sasha Banks. Randy Orton is a legitimate wrestler, and if I was in the ring, and if I was told I was going to wrestle a woman, I'd straight up tell them, I'm not holding back. I'm not holding back. I'm pulling my punches. You're going to put a woman in the ring with me? We're going to literally wrestle. This is Randy freaking Orton. He is not going to stand there like a buffoon like James Ellsworth and Reginald just to let a woman beat the crap out of him. This is Randy freaking Orton we're talking about. A man who is sick enough to burn the Fiend on fire. Yet that makes him the heel, right? That makes him the bad guy. A man that's sick enough to RKO Stephanie McMahon, Beth Phoenix, Stacy Keibler. Randy Orton has done a lot of sick and sadistic things, and he's even RKO'd Alexa Bliss. But nah, this match is going to be similar to what Becky and James Ellsworth did. Give me a frickin' break. Randy Orton is legitimately going to destroy Alexa Bliss. If you're going to put them in a ring and legitimately have them wrestle, I want to see Randy and Alexa throwing punches and kicks at each other. I don't want Randy Orton to hold back on Alexa Bliss. I want him to RKO her, punch her, kick her, backbreak her, spike DDT her, do whatever the hell you want. You're gonna put them in an actual match? You better make it an actual match. None of this crap like with Sasha and Reginald, all the crap with Becky and James Ellsworth. Or better yet, don't put a woman in there in the first place. If you don't want to see this match, then they shouldn't even put Alexa Bliss in the ring in the first place. But this whole thing is going to be leading to The Fiend making his return and ultimately winning at WrestleMania because it's so predictable. It's so predictable that The Fiend is going to get his ultimate payback on Randy Orton on the grandest stage for burning him. Because The Fiend is the baby face in this story. He's the baby face, according to WWE, when it comes to piping in crowd noise. Oh, let's pipe in that crowd noise. Let's have the fans cheer for Bliss and Fiendy Boy when he comes to the ring. Pipe in those cheers. Got man number 2. Oh, here comes Randy Orton. Man number 1, make sure you pipe in those boos for Randy Orton, because he's the bad guy. I'm so done with this feud. I've been over this feud for a while, actually. I'm so goddamn tired of it. It's not special, it's not great, it's not exciting. It's boring. They mainly killed it because they didn't do it the way it was supposed to be done. The first problem in this story is that it makes no sense. Why is Randy Orton the heel and The Fiend and Alexa Bliss are baby faces? We all know that doesn't make sense. Number 2, Alexa Bliss threw a fireball at Randy Orton when he said he showed compassion to her when he literally did not want to burn her. And 3, this whole obsession that Alexa Bliss has with Randy Orton, because he burned The Fiend. What? Oh, Randy Orton burned another guy. Oh, that's not very babyface-ish. That makes him the heel, right? But yet Undertaker and Kane have done worse. Undertaker and Kane have done worse. Remember, a babyface Kane actually burned a heel MVP at Armageddon one year. Oh, but it fits Kane's character. Of course he's gonna burn somebody. Right? It fits his character, right? It fits who he is. Randy Orton is not the heel in this story. Alexa and The Fiend are. But yes, we're going to be getting a match between Randy and Alexa. Whoopee! So yeah, there you go. Those are my thoughts and opinions on Raw. It's still its usual self, so what's the entire point? I hope you guys enjoyed this little video that I'm doing. Seriously, I don't know why I put myself through this, but whatever. Hey, I'm a WWE loyalist. I have to. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. Hit that thumbs up if you guys did enjoy this this video, and I will see you all next time.